So like a lot of people recently, over the last year and a half, I've gotten back into collecting Pokemon cards. Especially with the 151 set, bringing back that nostalgic feeling has been amazing, and I consider myself a casual collector, opening the packs up when I'm able to get them at retail pricing, and then going to those trading card shops and buying whatever I end up liking that's at the right price. But one thing that I've actually never done is submitted my cards for grading, whether it is a PSA, Beckett, CGC, and what I'm going to do in this video today is go through the entire process of submitting your cards. But I've been wanting to try tag, and I know that tag maybe isn't the best for your overall value right now because it's still a little bit of a new player in the game, but there is a lot of hype around it as well. But again, this isn't really a value play. This is me. I want to find out what the process is like, especially as somebody who's never done it before in their life, and then also see exactly what that ends up doing for the value overall of the cards that I have, because I know that I have a decent amount of cards that are valued pretty highly. So that's what we're going to do in this video. This is going to be part one of a three-part series where I go over the entire process of submitting overall, but then also submitting to tag directly. So let's get into it. Now before we do get started, I do want to mention that I have zero affiliation with Tag or PSA or any of these grading companies. I just personally wanted to do this as a normal customer to see what the experience is like, and then also see if it's worth it, A, and B, if it adds any value to the collection. And again, it's just a cool thing to do that I've never done before that I wanted to try out. And also, if you guys like stuff like this, definitely consider subscribing to the channel, especially if you like content like this, because I think there might be more coming down the corner. But let's get into it. So very quickly, if you're not aware of what Tag is, which I'm sure you are if you're watching this video, it's basically just another grading company that came out of the woodwork, right? They've been developing this new platform, developing a new way to actually grade the cards, whereas PSA, it's done by actual people. They're looking at different things visually with their own eyeballs. This is all done with AI, with computers, and the slabs, to me, it's more so about what the slab looks like versus how they actually do it. I love the look of it. I like the fact that it's new. I like to think of myself as an early adopter in technology, so kind of going with this one, I think, is the way that I've been wanting to go. Now these are just two slabs that I picked up from eBay because I wanted to see what they were like overall, if it was something that I did want to get into, because again, grading is not cheap, especially if you're doing something in bulk. I believe it's around $15 to $20 per card if you are going to be grading, and that's going to be the cheapest version of this when you are grading your cards through Tag. I know that PSA is also pretty expensive to grade, and one thing that I do like about Tag is that they don't overcharge you if your grade is that perfect 10. I know that PSA, they charge you a little bit more if you have a valuable card that is graded at that 10 price point or that 10 grade. And I'm going to show you guys real quick, briefly, some of the cards I'm going to submit, and leave a comment down below of what you think some of these cards are going to get. So the first few are going to be right here. These are just singles that I picked up on eBay or at trading card shops. I have this Pikachu from Celebrations. I basically have all four starters from the Celebrations era that I was able to pick up from, again, eBay, which is nice to see. The most expensive one is this Charizard. I think I paid like $70 for it, all in with shipping and everything. And I feel like it's in pretty good condition overall. Then you have the Venusaur. You also have the Blastoise right here, which I really do like how this looks. And then I picked up a couple other Charizard cards, which I thought looked cool. I have a couple other in the mail that I'm going to wait to actually submit, but we're going to get the process started in this video. So we have these two Charizards as well. I also pulled this one on my own, which is a Charizard 151. We're going to send in this Venusaur. We're going to send in Giovanni's Charisma. We're going to send in this Mew EX. And then I have a bunch of other cards that I want to send in terms of some full art ones. So this Dragonair, this Alakazam. And I'm going to send a total of 20 because that is the minimum bulk order that you're going to do. I don't want to send any more than that because I think it's going to be a little bit too much. But 20 cards for this submission is what we're going to do. And now let's get to the computer and see A, what that's like, B, what that's going to cost, and then C, what happens actually after you pay for it and have to do the checkout process. So let's get into that. Okay, so like I said, I've never done this before, and we're going to do this together, but the one thing I will recommend, because again, this is a big purchase, I recommend creating an account before you do anything, so at least there is some sort of trail when you do make your orders. And what I like about it is that there is a nice little dashboard that I figured out right when I created the account. So you're able to see or create a little dashboard here to, create your profile so people know who you are. You put your shipping, your order submitted. You can start a new submission from here. You have your order history on the left, which is always great because again, I want to be able to track this and see exactly what's going on the entire time that I'm using it. So this is what the dashboard looks like, and we're going to start a new submission, or at least see what this looks like. So again, if you press start new submission, I think it's going to want you to actually pay for it first, which is what we're going to do. So we'll press OK here and see what that looks like. So again, they did go through a big hype cycle recently, so things got a little bit more expensive, or at least now they take a little longer to do that submission. And then secondly, they were out of stock of their submission kit, which is something that I personally wanted to get into. It's not something that you need, but I just wanted it because it gives you everything that you need, and we'll touch on that in a little bit. So we're going to press this right here because we have the $15 a card. with that card minimum, I'm going to turn this basic protection off because I'm going to be getting that trading kit, which I do believe also does bring that as part of the price in the trading kit. I'm going to keep the complete care on. We're going to do 20 cards. We're going to add that to the cart. And then I'm going to add right here this tag submission kit. If you want to click on it to get some more information on it, it gives you a prepaid two-way expedited shipping, insurance up to $1,000, the rigid safe case, the protective tag deck box, tag shields, tag easy pull sleeves, which is all things that I would have needed to buy separately on eBay or something, which again would have added to the cost anyway. And then serialized security seal, and then step-by-step instructions. So we're going to go back to the cart because you can only add it if you are in the cart. We're going to press checkout here and go through that process. Okay, so now we paid for the actual submission. It was a little expensive. I'll put it on the screen right now, but this is for 20 cards. It is for the shipping included, and it's also for the trading kit, which we'll do a whole unboxing in part 2 of what that looks like. But now the next thing you want to do, and something that was notified here to me, was that submission kit will not be sent to you until you actually start the submission. So we're going to go here, we're going to start that submission, we're going to check off the one that we already purchased, we'll press proceed here, and then you have to manually enter each one of these cards. So we're going to do that very quickly, little by little. So let's start off with some of the ones that we actually know. So the Charizard EX 151. And what's nice about it is that as you scroll down, you're able to see what this is actually like. So this is the one that I have, the illustration rare. We're going to save that one. So it's already on here, which is great to see. And then we're going to continue on with all the different ones that we're going to submit. So the next one we're going to do is this Pikachu that I have right here, which I think looks absolutely amazing. I love this design from the Celebrations. I think Celebrations is one of the best sets by far. But now let me just run through this, and then we'll come back once they're all filled out. So we're almost done here with getting the whole list set up, but I did want to bring up one thing, so at least we have it on video. There's a couple cards that I'm showing up here. So for example, we have the Squirtle that we want to do from 151, and it's, the 170, that's the number of it. And on the written text here, it does show what it is, what the name of it is, but in the preview image, it shows as a Japanese card. So I'm still going to submit it under here, even though the preview image is the Japanese version. I'm pretty sure it'll be fine, but this has happened for 3 different cards. It happened for my Squirtle, the Ivysaur from 151, and then also my Charizard EX from Obsidian Flames. It has all the text that's correct there, but it's showing a different card completely for this card right here. So just something to take note of, and let me know if you've had a similar experience. Okay, so here's a list of cards we're going to get graded. We have the Mewtwo and Mew promos, Hyper Rare Mew EX, Dragonair, Charizard EX. But as you can see here, it's a completely different card in the preview image. It shows like a Durant EX, which I don't even know what that is. But again, the text here is showing all the correct things, so hopefully it all gets figured out once it is fully submitted. But you can see that these are the 20 cards we have submitted. It does say I would like this order to be foil wrapped, and that's one of the cool things that I've seen about Tag, is that they put it in a foil wrap like you're unboxing a pack of cards to see what grade you got, which is really cool. So I understand that this order might be delayed or subject to additional fees if the cards that I'm listing on here aren't the correct cards. We'll press next here. So you can see all this is already filled out for you because of the fact that I did get the trading kit. We have the valuable bulk 30 days, we have the FedEx 2-day, all the points available to spend, which I think is a rewards program that is coming soon, it says here. We'll press next. Okay, so here we have the final submission, all the stuff we need to do. So I have red tag and grading terms of service. Everything looks good to me here. We'll press submit. And it says that they've received the order. A copy of receipt was sent to here. All the information is down here, which is good to see, as well as all the entered cards. So you can see here that now we have a couple things that have been added, like the primary shipping, the order submitted. And then you also have the find my order if I want to do that. You have the sub kit assembly, so the first submission is coming in here. You can go to your order history, all the stuff should be there. And I guess we'll wait and see to find out when the actual kit arrives, and that's gonna be part 2 of this video. So again, definitely stay tuned and leave a comment down below of some other questions that you have that maybe I can answer along this process. I haven't seen anybody go this in depth online on how the submission works, and I had a lot of questions because I've seen people make videos that they were submitting, I've had people, unboxing their submissions, but nobody kind of going into the nuance of what this looks like on a step-by-step basis. So again, what you have to do first is create your account, then pay for the submission kit that you want, then start a new submission, then list out everything that you're submitting, then list out all the address information that you need, press submit, and then the process finally gets started in order to get the submission process going. So let's see exactly what happens next. Part 2 will be receiving the kit, putting everything ready to go into that kit to get those cards out to be submitted, and then finally part 3 will be actually opening everything up. So let's see how this goes off, and then maybe we'll do one final video recapping the entire process. But like I said, leave a comment down below what you think. Have you graded with Tag? Have you had an experience with them? What are your thoughts on them? Is it a good thing, a bad thing to have some competition in the grading space? Usually the more the merrier in my opinion when it comes to products and services that people are providing, because competition is always good for the end consumer at the end of the day. But that'll do for this video. If you made it to the end, leave a little dolphin in the comments down below so I know you made it to the end. And if you want to see some Switch 2 content, which we have some on the channel, check one of these videos right here. Until next time, I'm Fernando. Peace.